Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe, and everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and please leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, just simply check out the description. All are welcome on this channel, and all contributions are highly appreciated. Tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. And it's a good idea to have an empty cup when you're on this channel and you really want to see this up. Hope you all are doing wonderful. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Okay. Whoa. Take the top one. That's a lot. Okay. Anything else to let you need to know? Okay. Thank you. One moment, ladies and gents. One moment. The first card that we have here, collective, is the Tower card. You could be experiencing some form of energy that feels like a tower, some kind of situation that feels like an unexpected event. Maybe something has caught you off guard, okay? This could be dealing with a housing situation, maybe something at your workplace, okay? Maybe there's pay cuts. Maybe there's a change in management. Maybe there's a shift in job descriptions. You know, maybe when you first started, you were doing one description and you may have found out that they're adding to your job, okay? Adding to your tasks of what you're responsible for, okay? This could also represent someone having to possibly relocate from a place that they thought maybe they would reside for a long time, okay? Or maybe you're not getting along with someone in your home. I'm picking up on a roommate situation and you feel like you have to run, you have to break free because there's just too much stress, there's too much animosity, there's too much bickering, arguing back and forth, lots of quarreling taking place each and every day. Okay. This could be maybe someone's not paying their fair share of the rent, of the responsibility that they were given. And so you feel like you have to get away from this person. Maybe you have felt like maybe you wanted to maybe throw hands. Okay. Maybe you have felt like you wanted to throw hands and you're like, look, I better go ahead and go on about my business before I have to reach out and touch someone. Okay. Maybe you feel like this person likes to show out whenever they have company. This could be a roommate situation or maybe someone you're living with, whether it's a friend or a family member. It's just too much tension in the home and you feel that there's a need for a change, okay? And so you're doing just that. I see someone looking and locating and searching for a new place of residency. I also see someone saving their money as well, okay? All right. And I also see someone looking for employment. So there's some searching going on, searching for a calmer situation, moving forward to calmer waters. I don't have the Six of Swords, but that's what I'm seeing, you know. Someone moving to a situation that is less stressful, okay? That is more calmer, okay? You want to live somewhere where when you get off work, you can come home and relax. You don't have to have arguments or disagreements with your roommate over little things, who cleaned the kitchen, where's the $50 for that light bill, okay? All right. All right. But Spirit is saying whatever you choose to do, always do your part, and you must also be responsible, collective, whomever you are. If you are in a roommate situation, there's nothing wrong with that. But whatever your agreement is when it comes to roommating with anyone, you must pay your part, Spirit is saying. You cannot agree to a contract or have an agreement to a living situation and expect one person to take on the toll. It can become very stressful to where you feel like it's explosive and it's overwhelming for you because the person that is paying all the bills, they're feeling overwhelmed. And so when there's more than one adult, two healthy, strong adults in a household that is very physically capable and able of providing and making sure that things, the bills are paid and the home is clean, etc., etc. Spirit is saying make sure that you always do your part. Whether you end up maybe finding another roommate situation, or you may end up moving by yourself, finding your own apartment, your own housing. But either way, Spirit is saying make sure that you do your part. It is only fair. Anytime you agree in any living situation and it's a one-sided where one person is taking on all the responsibility, it can become stressful, and you will have these arguments and disagreements because you have to do your part. Okay, that's not for everyone, but that is for someone, because there's someone watching or will see this video that is not doing their part. And so Spirit is saying take full accountability. It's okay for you to leave, it's okay for you to relocate and move, but make sure you do your part. And Spirit is saying if you don't do your part in the next living situation, you'll be back to scratch in the same situation where you feel you can't get along with your roommate, or you're not getting along with the leasing office or the landlord, because you have to be responsible. You have to prioritize your life. This is for someone, not everyone out there. You have to pay the bills that are due. That's number one. Make sure you have a roof over your head. Okay, that's number one. Pay the bills first. Make sure there's food in the home. Make sure you're constantly cleaning up after yourself. These are adulting things. These are natural adulting things that must be done on a regular basis. Okay, the cleaning should be done daily. No one should have to argue with anyone about cleaning up after themselves, nor should anyone be forced to live in conditions that are unfavorable and unhealthy. And so Spirit is saying everyone does not agree to live in clutter. Everyone does not agree to live in mess. That's the message. Don't be mad at me. That's for somebody. Okay. The next card we have here is the Five of Cups. And so, you may feel this Five of Cups energy, or this could be the person that you're moving away from. They may feel that you are leaving the responsibilities. They may also feel that you owe them for back rent. Maybe you've made promises to pay a certain amount and you have not been keeping your end of the bargain. And so this person is saddened. They could be partaking in different vices, maybe overindulging, because they're trying to figure out how are they going to pay the whole tab, because you're choosing to relocate, because you're having disagreements. But this is for somebody, not everybody, but you're leaving under the circumstances that you still owe this person, for back months of rent. That's for somebody, not everybody. Take what resonates. Do not force anything to fit, okay? Or you must quit. The next card we have is the Four of Swords, okay? And so this reading is clearly about you and whomever you're in this living situation with, or the situation at this job that is becoming overwhelming. Maybe you're feeling you're overworked. Maybe your job has decided they want you to remotely work. They want you to work in the office, and they also want you to work on the weekends from home, okay? That's for somebody, okay? So they're increasing the workload on you. And so this Four of Swords energy is about getting rest and rejuvenating. And so Spirit is saying, it's most definitely important for you to move forward, to look for, somewhere else to live, for you to move, to look for another job, in order for you to rest and rejuvenate and have some form of peace, okay? And so if you are seeking employment, Spirit is saying continue to do that, but make sure you give your 2 weeks notice. If you are relocating and leaving this living situation, do that, but make sure you pay this tab or this back rent that you owe this person. This person could possibly take you to court and sue you for this. You don't want this to end up in litigation, because this is something that can end up on your credit. Even if it's a roommate situation, it could be on your record, okay? That's not for everybody. That's for whoever that fits for, okay? Okay. The next card we have here is the Ten of Cups. And so the goal is that everyone desires happy life, happy husband and wife, or if not marriage, a spouse, okay? I'm just speaking metaphorically. When I hold the Ten of Cups, I think of harmony. And so you are desiring more harmony and peace in your life and people whom you can collab with, okay? And also a life of abundance and security. And so these things are obtainable for you. But Spirit is saying be mindful how you choose to part and separate, meaning having closure. It's okay to move on from something wrong and go to something that is strong, but you do not want to leave and you owe this person money for back rent. Spirit is saying pay them what you owe them or have a conversation. And when you have that conversation, actually have at least a portion of what you owe them and place it in their hand and let them know, I don't have it all, but I'm going to give you this, maybe once a week or every 2 weeks. But figure out a way to pay this person. You don't want to leave any open ends of karmic lessons for you to come back and repeat. And so this is for somebody, not everyone who's watching this read, but this part of the read, there's someone who's been living with someone and really not paying their fair share. And it's not because they did not have the money. You're someone who's just not responsible when it comes to responsibility. Okay, this is possibly why you are in a roommate situation. Maybe you're someone who don't want the full responsibility of paying all the bills, but Spirit is saying you've left the responsibility on this roommate. And if you want to be successful in finding proper housing as well as good luck as you move forward, be mindful how you close out these chapters as you move forward, okay? As well as on this job. Even though you feel this job is not fair to you, you do not like how they're increasing your workload or changing your pay. In the meantime, in between time, this job is still helping you maintain. This job is still putting money in your pocket in one way, shape, or form. So don't just leave this job, quit, and never return. Give them their 2 weeks notice. Once you know that you are hired, you had your interview, you had your first day to start at this new job, it's confirmed. Give them a 2 weeks notice. Do things in the proper way, Spirit is saying, okay? Because you want to receive justice. And if you are, expecting to receive any kind of balance in your life, as I hold the justice card, this could represent that roommate actually taking you to court and suing you. And this could go on your credit and this could follow you. This could also sabotage you when you apply for housing or anything moving forward. So be mindful. So Spirit is telling me to constantly repeat not to leave that debt open that you owe this roommate. Even if it's a $50, I don't care. Spirit is saying whatever amount it is, make sure it gets paid, okay? Because this person with justice here could possibly take you to court and try to sue you, okay? And you don't want to find a new job and then you find out, maybe your wages are getting garnished, but because you are, in litigation, you lost the case. You don't want these things to pop up, okay? Some of us are aware. Everyone doesn't know everything in life. We're all learning, okay? And some of us aren't aware. And so this is for someone who's not aware that if you walk away like this open-ended, this person could sue you. And you walk onto this new job and you end up losing the case. And then you're working, receiving money, but you're back at scratch, trying to figure things out, not laying in the bed, getting the rest that you said you wanted in this new home that you moved to because you left the prior one. You left this person hanging. So if they choose to sue you and you don't have the money to give them and they garnish your wages, that means you'll be what? Right back at what? Scratch. So Spirit is telling me to reiterate and make sure I explain this to you because it's something to keep in mind. Okay. So if maybe you don't have all the money, but Spirit is saying, have a conversation with this person. Let them know you're leaving. Let them know you're wrong. You are wrong. You apologize, but it's not working. But also they're saying when you have this conversation, I guess this is the olive branch, to have some portion of what you owe them. You may not have it all, but have something to show them and guarantee them that you are serious about paying them what you owe them, even if you have to do it in parts, collective. There's a way to do things. There are many ways to meet your goal in life and land on your feet. It's all about your action as well as your perception. The next and the final card we have here is a beautiful Six of Wands. This is what you are desiring, to be in the energy of celebrating being happy, celebrating victory and success of that new job, of that new home that you're moving in, that beautiful new neighborhood, okay? But you want to be able, once again, to be able to maintain your new living space, whether it's an apartment, a condo, a house, whether you're renting to own, whether you're choosing to buy your first home, you may have a mortgage. You do not need any red tape in the way of you propelling forward. You do not need anything to come up. I understand, Spirit is saying things happen where people are unable to pay, but this is a situation where you do have the money. You just have been irresponsible. And it happens. We've all have been irresponsible in our life. Once, twice, maybe 4, 5, 10 times. Okay? It's part of human nature, but it doesn't mean that we can't correct our wrongs. Okay? So this concludes the read. I trust and hope it assists you for your highest good. Later.